Is this city still inspiring, New York City, for you?
But of course, inspiring. We try to do wrap skyscraper in the early '60s. We never get permission. There was a chance to wrap MoMA, Museum of Modern Art. We never arrived to get permission. And of course, after that, we moved from New York City. For Skyline, we were very interested of the people. Actually, this is the most exciting part. Is that New York City is very used city by millions of people. And of course, millions of people, they move to that city some way. They move by subway system, but also they walk so much. And this is a very walking city. This is why we designed the gates.
What do you think are characteristics of a livable city? Because we in Bulgaria, my radio station, we are making this project, which one is the best city to live in Bulgaria?
Of course, they make it. You can find it. They already have one. I think one they used by the polling around the world. I know. There are 10 best cities, including Zurich and I don't know what that. Of course, is depending what is livable for anybody. You know, people like to live in the country. Well, for us, is the Manhattan. Manhattan. Yeah, Manhattan. Okay. This borough of New York City.
How?
There are 5 boroughs, but I like to live in that borough. That's all.
How do you respond to people that love only one of your projects? Laugh only one. Laugh, yes, yes. Only one of your projects.
Okay, they don't like or they like?
They like only one.
Okay, but it's normal. It's normal, you know. This is very common that somebody like the painting, only that painting of painter, not other paintings.
Do you have your own favorite project?
No, but that is the question Jacques answered. You have only one child, probably.
That's right.
But if you have a children, ask what child you like better. Ask your mother. You ask your mother. You have a brother and sister?
No.
You're all single. You have a brother and sister?
Yes.
Okay, ask your mother who is the most preferable child to her.
Okay. Yeah. You seem so very young, and they say that young people are controversial. How do you keep to be controversial still for more than 50 years, still controversial?
You know, it's not, I'm 75, I'm not very young, but I enjoying, you know, myself with Jean-Claude, we enjoying the things we like to do. It's a very pleasure. You know, all our life was very pleasure. It's good pleasure, enjoyment, and you know, all these projects also have a lot of humor. I don't understand because I'm talking. This is the enormous humor.
Humor.
You don't see that?
No, I see that.
You know where's the humor?
Yeah.
Where?
Everywhere.
No, where? This is very, very visible right now.
In your eyes?
No, humor. The project developed a lot of humor, like funny.
Yes,
a lot
funny,
of fun.
yeah.
And what way? I try to understand.
It's joyful.
No, funny is not joyful. Funny is the laughing.
Yes, laughing.
You know, imagine. This is what the exciting part of this project. This project, they're very absurd. They're very irrational. They're very foolish. And
but they are beautiful.
No, don't talk about beautiful. And they trigger, it's like fisherman. The fisherman throw his line, and we throw the line to the federal government. And the federal government was caught with that absolutely stupid permitting process. Who absolutely is so foolish, so irrational, is so humoristic, but now they're caught on their own games, and they're obliged to follow our way. The same way like with the permission for the Reichstag. The Prime Minister of Germany at that time, Chancellor Kohl, was so much against the project. The permission for the Reichstag can be done in lower case, but the Kohl was insisting to defeating us, and he played our game. By playing our game, he made the project much more important. Same thing as federal government. Okay. The federal government can give us permission in a much lower case, but they play our game, and they make the project so important.
Okay.
You understand? That is the story. This is a project build their own identity to that great permitting process, who is expensive, but the permitting process create this dynamics, this enormous importance of the project. This is why we don't do commissions. Understand that?
Yes.
Because that is the permitting process is absolutely absurd. It's almost foolish for things to stay for 14 days to go through that unbelievable amount of effort by thousands of people involving so many thinking, so many discussion, so much energy for something so trivial. It's so unimportant. Unimportant. Of course, that is the humor. That is the pleasure that the government or the people who is involved in permitting process, not only government, also private people, they are playing that game, who is absolutely can be done in a much simple way.
I have this question. You are not accepting commissions. Probably every single day a guy came to you and say, why don't you do this? Did, like back in the years, you heard from a guy or a girl a really clever idea to do something?
If I heard it?
Yes.
I shall again be saying the best way to kill good idea is to propose to us. Don't propose anything.
I think even NASA contacted you.
Yeah, but NASA is stupid. Jean-Claude answered them. When you have people up there, we probably come. No, this project is dealing with the humans. You know, the entire project was designed for this human perception, human, man and woman, children, and of course, all this project is done when the people live. You know, the people share the space. There's some urban project in the city, some rural project, but always the human's presence is there. Now, the human's presence is there not only for philosophical things. The human presence is there important for aesthetical principle to the scale relation. Some scale relation. You will never know how the project is big if you don't have the elements of human presence. Like, we need to have a rod. We know how rod is wide. We need to have a telephone pole. We know how telephone pole is high. We need to have a house. We know how high is high. All this man-made structure is created sense of proportion of the project. This project, they're not done in desert. They're not done in the place where the human do not have their own mark with some other man-made structure. This is why all the rural projects, they're intricately related to the space managed by humans for their own uses, and we intertwine on that space. For few days we create a gentle disturbance to borrow that space. But all these two spaces, urban space and rural space, they're all used by humans.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you've always worked in a large scale. Do you ever think about doing something small?
They're not large scale. You know, the large scale is you know how many miles the United States have of highway? This is large scale. The bridges or skyscraper, they're huge things. No, they're only large scale because they work so far, that's all. But no, they're not big. They're not big things. The humans do much bigger things. Huge, much more larger, taller, longer, anything. They're only they're larger because they work so hard. They're no other purpose.
Jean-Claude once said that you liked your childhood because it won't last. You like your life.
Yes. Yeah. This is the temporary. That is the temporary character.
How different is the Abu Dhabi project from that temporary character?
That things probably will stay. You should understand. She take about this big project. That the temporariness is very important. That passing, that they will not stay. But you know, understand, I'm still doing very permanent things. I hope you understand. I do wrapping all early works. They're in museum. They're staying in collection. The study, the drawings. They're not. We don't burn them. Some project designed to stay. Like I have a sculptures in the sculptures garden in Holland or in Germany. The sculpture designed to stay. They are not. But some project, other project, they design it to not stay. There's two different things. They are not. Don't say that everything I do is only temporary. No.
So
Abu Dhabi the Master of United Arab Emirates, proper title, is the project like a large sculpture. I have a much smaller sculpture, also done in barrels and museum in Holland, but much smaller size. But that is the sculpture, very large size.
When do you think the Master project will be realized?
Again, the permitting process is, we start the project in 1979, when we arrived, actually the project idea to the master by, it's a long story, but we started to draw sketches and drawings in 1977. Only in 1979 we arrived in the United Arab Emirates, just 7 years after the United Arab Emirates was founded. United Arab Emirates was the British protectorate until 1972, and Sheikh Zayed Al Nahyan, the big ruler of the Sheikhdom of Abu Dhabi, unified these 7 Sheikhdom in the United Arab Emirates. It's like a George Washington for United Arab Emirates. And the Zayed family came from the desert, not from the, like Dubai, coming from inland to the oasis of Elaine. And we arrived in 1979. We started to work on drawings on a project 77. We arrived in 79 with Jean-Claude. We spent a lot of time between 79 and 82 traveling, working at the site with the advisor of Sheikh Zayed Al Nahyan. When the war between Iraq and Iran started, this is the mid-80s, we stopped to go there, but we were involved in finishing the Pondov project, to finishing the first islands project, the Pondov project, the umbrellas, all these things. And only after finishing the gates in 2005, we returned back again to Abu Dhabi. And the last time with Jean-Claude was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, 2.5 years, 2007.
I read somewhere that you even make a secret test for the Reichstag in Germany, in a small castle.
No, not secret test. All our project, we do not, is private, not visible, but it's secret, not only for public is secret, not for the engineers. Okay, because all these our project, they're a new image for ourselves. Myself and Jean-Claude. New image for our engineers. We cannot properly design the project in the studio. We need to build section of our project and one-to-one scale. Imagine, you know what I mean? And the real proportion. And this is why all our project, not only for the Reichstag, for all our project, we do life size tests many years before. And the private property that we can spend times, months and weeks or years to clarify, to precise, and to finalize all the details how the project should be built. It cannot be finalized in the board, in the drawing board of the engineers in my studio. And for the Reichstag we did that test, but also for the over the river we did 4 tests: 96, 97, 98, and 99, in the private ranch far away from our site. We did also 2 tests for the Gates project also, many months, years before the Gates was realized. But also the tests for the Pondov project, for the Reichstag project. We need to do that because we need to rehearsal, and also with not only engineers who work with us, but also hire specialists to give us advice, many things. Because really, when we move to the site, we cannot experiment it on the site. We need to everything need to go because actually the work is all fabricated off-site and moved to the site. They are not something that you can adjust to the site.
Part of my family is from Gabrovo, and I was there 2 weeks ago, and they said he achieved the unachievable.
No, it's very simple. Yeah, first you should know that all these projects, I have a great engineer. This is the most difficult part, to have a great engineer to design very simple things. They are extremely simple things. All our projects, they are done that humans with their fingers can do. They are not electronic wonders. They are not any computer special things. No, they are very simple, very common sense things, very ordinary things, absolutely simple things. Of course, it's often you need to have a great engineer to design very simple things, because often the engineers design so complicated things. And of the same way, also they are very simple by their image. They are like a running fence with running, little bigger, the umbrellas, little bigger umbrellas, big deal. And this is the over the river, of course, very complicated suspended fabric panel, but they're not horrendously complicated.
What is your most vivid memory from Bulgaria, and how did you receive information for Bulgaria?
Through Vladimir. Vladimir gave information. No, first I can tell you. How to put it? Jean-Claude and myself, we work only for our art. We don't work. We live through art, and actually our life is art, and art is life. They're not our job. We don't have a job. We don't have a profession. It's art. We are like that. They're not like you go to office and bureau to working. No, this is and of course everything is all geared, directed to us. Everything, meaning everything. Everything is not only building the project, having engineers and lawyers, advice. This is what it is.